Welcome back to the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity, Season 2. This season, we are expanding the conversation, hearing from mental health experts, professionals from different industries, and people in the sports world about how they take care of their minds, handle challenges, and build the mindset to thrive both on the job and in life. So, grab a coffee, get comfy, tune in, get inspired, and let's dive into some fascinating conversations. Remember, your mind is super powerful, and with the right tools and knowledge, you can master your mental playbook. And while you're doing that, take care of you. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity. Today, Danica and I are going to talk about our phones and being addicted to our phones, as you are probably on your phone watching this right now. So it's just going to be a short podcast, and we're going to discuss something that is so prevalent now and a true addiction. Okay.
So the first question is, are we actually addicted to our phones, or do we use that word too loosely?
I think we're actually addicted to our phones. If you look at all of the criteria for addiction and the biological aspects, the biopsychosocial aspects of it, if you forget your phone, you turn around and go home to get it, right? If we tell people that they can't have their phone, like kids can't be on or whatever, it's full meltdown mode. It's not, oh yes, I should be on it, or oh, I'm going to do this. It's like, if I don't have my phone, I'm like, what? Our phones aren't on the counter. Our phones are in our hands while we're watching TV. And I don't think I'm addicted to my phone. But there are times that, because of the society we live in right now, that I am watching a ball game, working on my laptop with my phone, scrolling TikTok at the same time, or I might have music on, but my phone is right there as well, right? So, but no, I think it is a true, not for everyone, but I think it is our phones, it's a true addiction. The dopamine, the dependency, the panic if you don't have it, the number of hours that you're on it.
What makes a phone so hard to put down, you know?
I think that because we're very instant gratification society, and we're also our brains need that constant stimulation now, because, like I said, I'm watching a ball game with my computer and my phone, and it's a constant stimulation, and we have access to everything, right? And so we're watching videos where, like, the gossip, the seeing what's going on, the stimulation that it does to your brain alone, the changing of the videos, it's passing time. There's so many things that it's almost like there's a fear of disconnection, right? There's a fear of us not being connected to other people, to other things. Sometimes it's that constant checking if people are checking on us.
That's
if
true.
people are liking or commenting or all of that kind of stuff, that's dopamine as well.
All right, so next question. What does constantly switching between TikTok, Instagram, text, etc. do to our attention span?
It decreases our attention span, which is why, are there increased diagnoses of ADHD? Yes, there are. Are there people who actually have had it forever? Absolutely. And usually when being diagnosed with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which it used to be ADD, attention deficit disorder, and attention deficit hyperactivity. It's all now ADHD, but it's ADHD inattentive, ADHD hyperactive, and ADHD combined.
Okay.
So when I say ADHD, it doesn't mean that you have to have the hyperactive, right? But there's one of the criteria is that these symptoms were before the age of 12. So it's not just because of the phones. However, Now, we have children growing up from like toddlers with phones, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that criteria is going to look like in the future, but I think that because we can't stay on one thing,
Yeah.
because we have to have the TV, the laptop, and the TV and the phone. How many times have you, I know I have a ton of times, been watching something, whether it's a sporting event or a movie or something,
Yeah.
on your phone, and then you're like, oh, I missed it, and you
rewind back.
and then you miss it again because you're back on your phone, right?
Yeah.
It's decreasing our attention span because we're not focused on one thing for a period of time,
Yeah.
and we're jumping from thing to thing. So then, when real life, we can't focus on one person or one thing. We gotta, jump
Yeah.
around. So yeah, our attention spans have decreased significantly.
No, I know. And I feel like even at school, like at my university, like the amount of kids who have accommodation for ADHD is
Yeah.
more than half of the class.
Yeah.
Which is like, how's that even possible to, like, for every, or half of the class to have something
Yeah.
like,
I think that as we go
Yeah.
through generation, I think that we're going to see more and more people because there's a book there's a book called Stolen Focus that I have. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but and I think I talked about it in my ADHD podcast. But my mentor Kevin recommended it because I was talking about
yeah.
increase in it, and it's basically how technology and being on our devices all the time and just the stimulation alone, even video games, right? The
Yeah.
stimulation alone that it does to your brain, the overstimulation, I think that we're going to see even more
Yeah.
as like my grandchildren get older and stuff like that, like the little people right
Yeah.
now, I think we're going to see even more because like I see McKinley and Edie are pretty good because Ryan and Jody really set
Yeah.
parameters on that. But I see kids like 2 years old walking around with the phone looking at
Yeah.
stuff. And I see, when we went to Dominican a few years ago, remember we were in one of the restaurant and I was commenting
Oh,
that
yeah.
every second, almost every table with kids, they had tablets.
Yeah.
Instead of teaching them to sit and eat and communicate, the parents gave them tablets so they could sit there on their tablet and the parents could have,
Yeah. Crazy.
There's so many things with that though. That's like
Yeah.
social and everything. But,
Yeah.
but they're on devices, majority of children now, for everything.
Yeah. Why do we automatically reach for our phones when we're anxious, uncomfortable, or feeling awkward?
Because of the dopamine.
Yeah.
And because it's kind of like a self-soothing if it's activating your brain like that, although it can have the opposite effect,
Yeah.
right? But I think that because we can't just sit in silence anymore, like if we're bored or whatever, we can't find something to do, we just pick up our phone to occupy that space. Anxious and stuff, there's, we're focused on that and not thinking about which I do use the phone sometimes for that, in the sense that like I'll do, like I just did this with a client on Thursday. There's some apps that you can do, like games like Spot the Difference and
Yeah.
stuff. And so when a client's anxious, I'll say, bring that out and try to find the difference, because you're so focused on it. You're activating your prefrontal cortex, which, and not your amygdala, which is going to bring
Yeah.
it all down. So, I mean, there is some merit in that. But I think that we reach for that stuff because we can't be bored.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, if I was bored, my parents would say, go find something to do, right? Or I would just find something to do, but now we don't do that.
Yeah.
So I think that we reach for it because A, it's habit, B, it's stimulating, it's distracting, it's dopamine,
Yeah.
all of those things.
Like, do you think some people actually find a huge comfort in their phone? Like, do you think that's they almost
Yeah.
like a relationship almost, if
It's
that makes sense?
Like a emotional support
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, because of the addiction. people reach for the bottle, people reach for the drug to cope, right? Because of the dopamine and the biological factors and what it does to your brain. So they feel comfort in that. It's maladaptive coping.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can constant stimulation make it harder to focus on things that aren't immediately interesting?
100%.
Yeah.
That's like one of the criteria in ADHD too, right?
Yeah.
Is that you can't, if things are boring or whatever, you lose interest quickly.
Yeah.
Think about, like, if you truly have ADHD, which I'm not diagnosed, but I'm 110% positive that I have true ADHD.
Yeah.
But if you truly have ADHD and someone's talking directly to you, it's often really, like, I have to concentrate and focus. Not in session or anything, usually, like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But, like, if someone's talking to me about stuff that I'm not interested in, I have to really focus because my brain just goes, right? So I think that because we're shifting from video to video to video to different things to that. Okay, example. When you're scrolling TikTok, if there's a video that you're not really interested in, what do?
Scroll.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, but if there's something that you're like, oh, that's cool, you stay.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing. Now, if things aren't interesting or exciting or dopamine rush or whatever, we don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
We're conditioning our brains to only be like that instant gratification and stimulated.
Just made me like think of, because I know a lot of people who like used to watch YouTube all the time when they like eat or something.
Yeah.
And now they can't even watch a full YouTube video. They just go to TikTok and scroll.
Yeah.
And two, now with TikTok, you have like the 2x speed button to make the video go by even faster.
Yeah.
Like that's like a crazy shift even in the last like 5 years, I feel like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And our attention span is in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say we have the attention span of an ant.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what an ant's attention span is, but I don't assume it's very long.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't, it's in the toilet. And I know that, we're doing 20-minute podcasts now, right? Because when we looked, some of the ones, like the trauma ones and the narcissism ones and the ADHD one, ironically, the majority of people watch the whole thing. But for a lot of the podcasts, it was a 20-minute thing, right? And so our analysis, our analytics or whatever said that was the average what people were watching. And so people, and me too, I'll be watching something and then I just lose interest, right? Even though it's something that I like it's,
very interesting.
It's really impacted. People don't, everything just needs to be like this all the time. And that is why we are so exhausted all the time.
Okay. Well, good segue. Because when someone has had a stressful day and immediately spends an hour scrolling, are they actually relaxing?
No. Well, it depends.
Okay.
There are sometimes like at the end of a day, especially if I've had a few trauma people, I will trauma sessions, not trauma people, trauma sessions. I will scroll and it's actually relaxing for me because any of the heavy stuff I scroll past, but the ones like there's one I just saw the other day when I was Thursday or Friday when I was having a tough day, and it was animals, but they put voices to them.
Okay.
And I was like belly laughing. Last night, I couldn't turn my brain off and I was having a hard time falling asleep. And there was a couple of, the ones where they put the bottles on the ceiling fan
and
then
they try to like avoid them.
It was like, I don't know, 1:00 in the morning, and I was laughing so hard that I had tears streaming down my face.
Oh my gosh.
And I sent it to my friend Sue. Said, sorry, can't sleep, and I knew she turns her phone off at night, but or silence it. But like, so that stuff, I was really heavy, and then I was watching these things, and there's another one, it's like a baseball team that, like, they have like the bananas and stuff where they sing and they perform, like it's like...
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's in the States or something, but the team, there's one guy, I don't know, I think he might be from the Dominican Republic or something, and his name is Franco, but he tries to pronounce English words,
Oh my
and the other
gosh.
guys have water in their mouth, and then when he says it, like, I was laughing out loud because it's so not, and he puts his like Spanish spin on it,
Oh
and the
my
guys are
God.
spitting water. Like, it sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
but those kinds of things, yeah. However, if you're just scrolling, the amount of heavy gossip, news, trauma, tragic, angry
Yeah.
stuff, no, that is not going to, if you specifically look up things that are going to make you laugh, or like some come across where babies are laughing,
Yeah.
you cannot hear a child belly laugh without feeling good.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
So next question. Can scrolling become a way of avoiding thoughts or emotions without us even realizing it?
For sure. For sure. Doom scrolling and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there are times, like, well, there's so many memes out, and Allison just sent one to me the other day. Sit down to look at my phone for 30 minutes and 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Right? So we just kind of like, it just turns into hours. And I've had
Yeah.
that too. I usually try to set, like TikTok and stuff, I try to set half-hour
Yeah.
interval kind of thing. But yeah, I think that we totally get lost in it. And we're not even, like, have you had times where you kind of, that happens and then you don't even remember any of the videos that you
Yeah,
saw?
yeah.
Or like, oh yeah, there's that one, or...
No,
yeah.
I know.
I think your brain just shuts off, you just get lost in it. The problem though is that you might not consciously remember, your brain gets lost in it, but your brain is still taking in all of that negative energy and that negative information. It's often negative.
Yeah.
That our brains are not equipped to take in consistently at that level.
Okay. But like, do you think that people use it as a form of avoidance? Like with their own, yeah. Well, I mean, you just said that you had a tough day, so you scrolled, sort of
Yeah.
thing. That's like exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, I hear from people all the time in office and personal
Yeah.
life, and I've done it too, where I have a whole bunch of stuff to do and it feels overwhelming, so I just pick up my phone and scroll for a while.
Yeah.
That's total avoidance, right? And then it's like, it can be for people like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later, and you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
have to get everything done in an hour, right?
Yeah.
So then it causes that negative
Cycle.
loop. Yeah.
Okay. How much of our phone use is actually about avoiding being alone with ourselves?
I think a lot. I don't think it's conscious. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
people are saying, but I think that we have a really hard time sitting with silence now. I think we have a really hard time. Yeah, I think silence is deafening for some people.
Yeah.
And so we need to occupy that space. I don't mind being alone.
Yeah.
Back to that Dalgity thing.
Yeah.
But I know that there's times that I'm just sitting here and my brain's going and I'm thinking about things, and so I'll pick up my phone.
Yeah.
Right? To avoid just sitting there by myself thinking about things.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm human, so sometimes I feel lonely, so then I'll scroll things, and there's some things in there that this thing, I watched one, so now it's popping up
Okay.
constantly, and it's really cute and it's cool, but of course it feels that like, like romantic kind of thing, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's stranger sessions for photo. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen them.
No.
It's like almost like a blind date, first
Okay.
date, but they do couples photos.
Oh.
And so the woman, they're allowed to give each other their phone number 3 days before or something.
Okay.
And so that they can kind of get to know each other a little bit. And then they stand with their backs to each other, and then they hold hands like this, and then they turn towards each other.
Okay.
And she's taking photos of all of it. And their first meeting, and it's like, and then she takes close-ups and stuff, and it looks really cool.
Okay.
But some of them, like, all of a sudden they're doing a picture where they're kissing, or they're doing,
Oh.
and it's like, she does updates, because then I saw the one, right?
Yeah.
And then it kept coming up, so then you go down the rabbit hole of it. And she does updates, yeah, and a couple of them are together now,
Aw.
and like a couple of them, the chemistry right away
Yeah.
was off the charts and stuff. And so yeah, you can see that, you can feel that loneliness try to fill the space, and then you see that.
And you're like, oh, darn.
But also then it's kind of like, oh, that's cute. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that I don't think it's conscious. I don't think people say, oh, I can't stand being quiet and alone, so I'm going to pick up my phone.
Yeah.
I think it's an uncomfortableness that happens, and so then it's like, oh, it's quiet, and I don't have anything to put my mind on. Even if you're watching TV.
Yeah.
Right? Because how many times do you watch TV and zone right out?
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone realizes that they're spending way too much time on their phone, where should they start?
Part of the reason why I kind of set a timer in the morning for 30 minutes, I don't set like a literal
But just like
timer, but my routine has like, I do my routine, and within that routine is 30 minutes of scrolling. I think that the reason I started doing that was because I was getting caught up in hours of it. And so, not hours, but like long time. And so I think that that's the first step, is to not to just say, no, I'm going off it altogether, because think of an addiction. If I'm smoking and I say I'm cold turkey going to go off, or drinking or drugs or food or anything, say cold turkey, your brain is like, no, I need it. Right. And so then it wants even more. And so I think, like any kind of addiction or any kind of, we have to wean off of it. And so set, like, okay, if you're someone who is on it 6 hours a day, okay, I'm going to be 3 hours, I'm going to be 2 hours, I'm going to be 1 hour, half hour. I think we have to set those parameters as number one thing to do. And I also think that we have to change perhaps what we're looking at. Because if we are, like, if you're if you have to be on it all the time, and the stuff that you're watching all the time is like tragic things that are going on, or you're watching these influencers that are gossipy all the time, or you're scrolling like Trump stuff all the time, or then that's a whole other thing that you need to tackle, because that's the information that your brain's taking in. And that's not good either.
No.
That's not puppies and sunshine and rainbows.
And babies laughing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you talked about timers a little bit, but do you think that screen time limits and deleting apps actually work, or is it more important to understand why we're reaching for our phones?
I think it's a combination of both, right? I think that it is imperative to wean time on it and content, but I also think we have to understand, why am I reaching for my phone all the time? Is it because I need to occupy space and time? Is it because I'm addicted? Is it because I can't handle that silence? Is it because I start thinking about all my problems and stuff when I'm sitting with myself? Like, I think that we really have to look at that. I saw a video on social media, and this girl, there was this couple, they were both like pretty jacked and stuff, and they're walking holding hands, and this girl came up, it was like a social experiment kind of thing, and this girl came up and tapped the girlfriend and put her hand in just to see if he'd notice, and then he noticed right away, and he was like, and so everyone's commenting about, that's a green flag, like he didn't just like let go of her hand right away, he was like, what are you doing, and went to his girlfriend, and then one person said, can we talk about the fact that they were walking, and it could have been set up, but like role play, but that they were both walking, holding hands, both were scrolling on their phones, neither one of them were even looking at each other. They both were like this, holding hands, but they were both, so there's that intimacy, but you're not even paying attention to each other, right? So I think that there's also that component. Is it, like, you have to dig deep, but then also, what is it doing to your relationships? Too. How many times do you see people, that's another thing when we go to resorts and stuff, and Alice and I have commented that couples are sitting having this really nice dinner, and both of them are on their phones. Right? So I think that's I think you have to look at all of that.
Okay. All right. Last question for you.
All right. Give it to me.
Okay. What's one simple thing someone could try this week to become more comfortable with boredom?
Sit with it. I do a thing with my clients for uncomfortableness and silence, so that, because I try to get my clients to sit with silence a little bit, and sit with your thoughts and sit with your emotions, and so I get them to sit there, and I have a timer, and I get them to tell me when a minute is up. And I've had one client get close to a minute. Most of them
Yeah.
are 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
The average is between 28 and 33 seconds.
Wow.
And it's because we can't sit. They're like, it has to be a minute. No, it's 28 seconds.
Wow.
Right? Some have had like 40 seconds, some have, but the average is that. So I think that we have to let ourselves be bored. I think that we have to sit in the silence and just sit there for a minute and see, right? I think that we have to push ourselves out of the uncomfortable or into the uncomfortable a little bit, out of the comfort zone,
Yeah.
into the uncomfortable a little bit, and get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think that the minute we feel uncomfortable or anything like that, we just like fill the space.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of time, like I've talked about on here, and you know, that there's times like you come in, how often would you come in? Do I have to take my AirPods out?
Every time.
And how often do I have them in? You scared the bejesus out of me, right? Because that is my headspace.
Yeah.
People may say I wear them too often and stuff, but I often have music on.
Yeah.
And so, but I do sit here with just music too, with my eyes closed and stuff. It's still occupying, but that's
Yeah.
my ADHD brain where I do need something. But I think that we need to take that step back and sit in silence and be bored, and it's okay because it's not boredom.
Yeah.
Right? And I say that because we think that if we're not doing something, we're bored.
Yeah.
Because we always have to be doing something. Sitting there in your space, quiet, and is not boredom. We're just not doing anything.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Okay. I hope that helped you out a little bit. And if it resonates with you and you think that someone else might want to hear it, please share it. And we will see you next week. I'm not sure what we have on the docket for next week's podcast, but I will see you again next week. And Danica will probably be with me.
Probably.
But until then, take care of you. That's it for today's episode of the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgity. Remember, the work doesn't end when the episode does. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of these conversations. If you're enjoying the podcast, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It helps us grow and reach more people who might need this too. And don't forget, take care of you.